Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Hey everybody, this is the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. You can hear all of the replay from today's show on shrimptankpodcast.com. There are some great blogs on there, and if you listen to the entrepreneurs that we've interviewed, you're going to get some amazing information to help you grow your business. We're sitting here today with Mike Russell, who's the owner and CEO of ETS Solutions, an amazing telecom company, something that you're going to want to learn more about. And thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Got a great time.
Yeah. One of the things we talked about was the business maturity date. And can you just briefly describe what that is and how that's impacted your business?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a time in your life where you can have the money, the time, and the significance of whatever you want to do. So when I went back and was challenged with putting that together, I first went back into my old spreadsheets, my accounting and finance background, and made sure I could afford to do it. Once I realized I could make sure I could afford to do it, then I had to think about the time and how long it would take me to do it and the processes that I had to go through in order to train my team, to run the company, to manage the company, to make the decisions without walking into my office 600 times a day and asking me those questions. And we're getting there now. But then more importantly, the significance. And it's funny, my advisory board has challenged me on, Mike, can you really walk away on that day? And the answer was emphatically, oh yeah, I can walk away. I have other things I want to do. We want to form a foundation. I run my other company, which has rental homes, and maybe teach entrepreneurship or something along those lines at some little school up in Kennesaw. School.
Well, it's funny, you all get to meet Mike today on the show, but he actually has a retirement clock. It's the first time I've ever seen it on an entrepreneur's desk, but I love it. It's that idea is just amazing. And you mentioned something here I think is interesting we ought to talk about here for our post-show wrap-up, is that you mentioned during the show that you think it's not a good idea to bring on equity partners. However, I've heard you say multiple times during the show that you have an advisory board. What would you be able to tell folks about, is this a good idea to have an advisory board and how they should set it up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best thing I've ever done because my ETS family are yes men for whatever Mike says. Although they're now learning to say, hey, what you said is wrong. We're not doing that. We're doing it this way. Okay. My advisory board goes more strategically and digs deeper into the issues that I have. So I review certain things with them like marketing ideas, industries we're working on, products we're looking to sell, ideas about me running the company, issues that I might have. And my advisory board is a wonderful board of volunteers that meet once a year, and then I follow up with them several times a year via email, and they challenge me to do certain things. Lots of the challenges are very similar to, can you really walk away? And if you walk away, do you really have the cash flow to pay for what you want to do? Great question. I was like, I don't know. I'll figure out if I do or not. And they help guide me and direct me and give me advice and counsel on strategically looking at my company and helping with the issues to take my company to the next level.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Wise people seek out wise counsel. So that's impressive that you do that. And one thing I think that would intrigue a lot of people is you hire millennials. And there's so many complaints about hiring millennials. How do you keep millennials emotionally engaged?
At one time, I brought this topic up before a group that I'm a member of, kind of like a CEO roundtable think tank, and they said, don't hire millennials. I was like, really? Now you tell me. It's different, and I'll be very honest with you. By looking at millennials and by understanding their management style makes me understand how I can give them work and how I give them feedback. I highly recommend like a Myers-Briggs test that looks at your whole company as a whole and your management team, and specifically the millennials. I found out there was a millennial that that was in the wrong seat on the bus. I moved him to the right seat, and he is the star player in my company. I found out that another millennial doesn't really need to have any thank you, appreciate good work. They could care less if I said anything to her about the job that she's done. But then I have another one that I really should say every time they walk out the door, hey, great job today, no matter what you do. So I think that's how I've done it, and I've got it in my mind, and now I know how to think or not think, and to give instructions or not give instructions, how to give direction, how to give feedback based upon that Myers-Briggs has really been a big success factor, I think.
So for folks that want to get in touch with you, if they've got a franchise or they're in an office building or they're moving their company, How can someone watching the post-show wrap-up get in touch with you to learn more about ETS Solutions?
Absolutely. Go to our website, www.etssolutions.com, and take a look. We have so many great things out there with all the different changes in technologies, specifically regarding VoIP and having to move to that VoIP service by 2018. If you haven't done so, you better call me now. Moving to VoIP by 2018, along with all the different types of internet services that are out there, the pros and cons of each. If you're looking for a good consultative approach to what you should do for phones and internet, our website will give you some base information, but call us on the phone. We will answer the phone, 770-425-9898.
Well, apparently we need to know what VoIP is. If you don't know what that is, you probably have a problem to start on here. But you heard Mike talk today a little bit in this post-show wrap-up about having a business maturity date, which is real important. He talked about hiring millennials, and I think very interesting for those of you not wanting to give up equity, learning how to build out your advisory board. You can hear the entire wrap-up of Mike's interview on shrimptankpodcast.com. Thanks.